Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Minecraft Bedrock Edition video, guys. Today we're going to be showing you the top 5 best shaders for Minecraft Bedrock Edition in 2021. So with that being said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this video with all your friends who may be interested in shader packs. But with that, let's get started. Alright guys, so starting off the list today, we have the first one, which is at number 5, which is the Vexze Shader version 2. And it is the Z edition. So anyway, let's pop into the shader and see what it has to offer. Alright guys, so the highlights of this one firstly have to be the reflection off the skins and mobs. So the sunlight actually reflects off the skins, so you can actually see where the light is shining, which is really cool because not a lot of shaders do this. Of course though, it is also very bright, it has really cool shadows, and it's got kind of a bit of a different type of style to how it all works with all the lighting and stuff. So it's a very good one. We recommend it. It's something different on the wide world of shader packs, so we definitely recommend this one, mainly especially for the light reflection on the skins and the mobs. So anyway, this is number 5. Let's move on. So guys, number 4 on the list today is the Parrallex shaders. Now this one's key points are mainly because it has a glossy shine to it when it rains, which is really cool. As you guys can see, it kind of has like a bit of a gloss over there, which kind of shows the wet parts, kind of slippery, you know, kind of wet. But it also has a very cool looking sky, has nice shadows, and it's pretty cool with all the lighting effects if you look at things like the portals and stuff. So it's a pretty cool one, but mainly the coolest part about this Parrallex shaders is of course the glossy shine on the grass and blocks at the bottom when it rains. It really emulates, you know, the wet weather, so that's why we like it. It's really cool, but of course the skies are quite a bonus as well. Another final bonus about this one, guys, is the water is really cool. If you look at it, it's very different compared to normal water. Obviously it has the moving up and down, which you come to expect, but it also kind of like has a wavy effect and like kind of gloss on it, which makes it really cool and looks like crystals. So it kind of looks like the light is reflecting off the water, which is really cool. Only downside though, guys, is the nether. It's very dark, very dull, you know, compared to the overworld, which is nice and bright and colorful. This is very dark and, well, kind of hard to see. I guess if you're looking for a spooky type of vibe to the nether, it's good, but it can be kind of a pain because it's hard to see. Alright guys, number 3 on the list is the Vildia version 1 shaders. Now this one's main highlight, guys, has to be how bright and colorful it is. It is very, how do you say, saturated with color. So it's very, the green is very green, the brown is very brown. It's just very bright, very colorful. Even the things lighting, like the lighting from the Nether portal and such, very bright. The water is nice and blue. So everything is just really very bright. And unfortunate thing about the shaders though is at night it does get a little bit darker, but the sky still looks really good. It's still quite bright if you look at it. Unfortunately, when it has weather and stuff, you can't really tell that it's wet, so it doesn't really have anything to show that it's getting wet. It's a little bit, but not much compared to the other one. It makes stuff more muted, so not as cool, but when it's got no weather, this texture or this shader pack is really cool, very bright, colorful, very saturated, so it looks really good. The nether is also really nice. It's very bright and colorful, so you can easily see. So yeah, really solid shader pack, very colorful, but of course nighttime not as good as some of the other shaders, but nonetheless a really solid option. Alright guys, number 2 on the list is the Yamarin Sharder. Not a shader, apparently it's a Shader, so I don't know if that makes it better or not. We'll have to see. So guys, one of the main highlights of this one, it has a very nice sky. As you can see, very cloudy, very fluffy, very realistic looking compared to real life. But another really cool thing about this, guys, besides the sky, is the shadows. Now this one actually has multiple versions of a shadow. As you can see under this tree, not only do we have really dark shadows, but we have slightly lighter ones. This allows for a lot of cool things that you can actually do, and it adds more depth to the shadows, so it's not all just one big black blob under a tree. It actually has different versions to emulate, you know, how where more light is shining and whatnot. So that is really cool, which is a nice feature about this shader pack. The dark, unfortunately, is very dark, so you may struggle to see without light. Of course, though, sky looks still pretty cool with the clouds, but a little bit boring compared to some of the previous skies that we have seen on this list. Overall, this shader pack is much more subtle compared to the other ones. Nothing really too bright and in your face, so if you're not into very bright things, this is probably more of your style. It's more muted, you know, it's kind of more grayish, whitish. Nothing too shiny, but it still does a solid job at things like the Nether portal and the lights and stuff. So it's not completely dull, but yeah, mainly this one all about the shadows and the sky during the day. Now, even though it's quite dark in the overworld at night, the Nether doesn't suffer as much of this problem, thanks to the very bright lighting, as we talked about earlier. So as you can see, although generally it is dark, but you got all the lighting, which kind of makes up for it, so it's still quite a solid effect in the Nether. So overall, pretty decent shader pack. And finally, guys, on our list we have the JBRX shaders. Now this one, also similar to the previous one, very muted. As you can see, nothing too bright in your face. The sky does kind of have a variation though. It kind of goes lighter on the horizon, and it kind of gets a little darker, more bluey at the top, which is quite cool. But overall, as you guys can see, the water is quite bluish. You can see the sky kind of a reflection on it, tiny bit, but not very much, kind of a little bit foggy, the water. But besides that, nothing really too crazy. You know, it's got the shadows and all that. What really makes this shader pack shine is when it rains, guys. So let's just wait for some rain. As well, at nighttime, you know, it's okay. The sky pretty standard, similar to the previous one, kind of dark, you know, so nothing too crazy. But once you get the rain, that is where this shader pack really shines. As you can see, as soon as the thunderstorm comes on, you just wait a little bit. The sky will obviously change a bit, and sooner or later, it's actually going to start to get darker and darker. But if you turn your attention to the floor, you're going to actually start to see puddles forming on the ground that looks like real life when it rains. You know, it has all those puddles on the ground, especially when it rains heavily. And as you can see on the floor and on the grass, it looks very wet. You know, it's damp. You can see puddles. The drips are dropping everywhere. The sky is kind of darkish. You know, it's cloudy, it's foggy, it shows rain. So overall, for a weather version of a shader pack, you know, with the most effect at when it's raining, this is definitely the one to go for. I mean, you just cannot compare this to the other ones when it's raining, because all the puddles here just make it look so awesome, and it's definitely worth it just for when it is wet. As for the nether portal obviously looks a little bit different. Nether pretty standard compared to the rest, you know, not too hard to see, not too bright, you know, it's in between, it's kind of average just like the previous one, so nothing really to talk about in the nether. But anyway, guys, that's actually the top 5 best Minecraft Bedrock shaders for 2021. Comment down below which is your favorite. Of course, all the download links to these shaders will be in the description below. If this video did help you out or you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and tell us which was your favorite shader pack down below. But with that being said, we'll see y'all next time. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.